In this video, we're going to deal with Moss Road Junction in Telford for the Telford driving test. Now, one of the things that causes people to fail is as you head up the road, the examiner will give the instruction at the end of the road, turn right. And what people tend to do is put the signal on now. Well, you can see, first of all, this isn't the end of the road. There's no give way lines anywhere. But secondly, there's a crossroads ahead. So to put your signal on at this point basically means that you're going to turn right at the crossroads. And of course, on the driving test, that would be an automatic fail if you carried on past it. The next reason that people find this hard is in front of us, we can see we've got no entry signs. Now, there's a junction in Telford that's similar to this with no entry signs, but it then leads you round to the left and into a one-way road. However, this isn't the one-way road in Wellington. And as you can see from the road markings on the floor, we've got the double broken white lines, we've got the triangle. So what this means is this road is for traffic coming in from the main road. So this isn't a one-way road at all, this is still two-way. But what people tend to do at this point is cross over into that right lane thinking, well, in a one-way road, I know if I'm turning right, I need to be in the right-hand lane, which is correct, but as we've said, this isn't a one-way road. So we keep in the left-hand lane because again, ahead of us, we can see the triangle, the double broken white lines. So we know this is our lane. And on the other side, we've got the triangle, the double broken white lines. So that side is for cars turning in. Now, the no entry sign and that part of the road is actually for vehicles coming down off the main road, buses, cars, because if they had to turn right at that junction on the left, they'd pretty much have to stop. So it's designed that vehicles can come down, maintain their speed, and not have to slow down and virtually stop to turn into this junction. So we come to the end of the road, and then once it's clear and we see it's safe to, we carry on round as normal. So I tell you what, let's use the driver training drone and have a look at this from the air. Now that's that no entry part, as we've said. Now in a second you'll see cyclists come down, and you can see they can turn into that road quite easily, maintain the speed and not have to virtually stop to turn into the road. Therefore, as we mentioned, when we exit this junction, we just come up in the left lane as usual, follow it up to the give way lines, because we know that road on the other side is for vehicles that can be turning in from the right. And we'll go through that one in a minute for you when you come up on the main road. So let's see this in action. We can see the red car coming up, keeping in the lane as usual, making sure that it's safe, and then they just follow it round. And that's the correct way to do the Moss Road Junction. But what about these other parts that we looked at earlier? Well, this first junction on the left is just a normal junction that you would turn left into, again a two-way road, and then when you get to the end you can turn left or right. If you're coming up from the main road to turn into this junction, as we see the white car doing, you would come up, turn right. Again, at the end of the road, you've got to give way. It's a crossroads, so you're looking in all three directions, right ahead, left ahead, and right. And then if it's clear, you can go. Now, approaching this junction from the main road, there's a couple of issues. Sometimes the examiners will say, take the next road on the right, and people turn in here. But you can see on the right, there's the no entry sign. On the floor, you've got no entry markings, you've got the double broken white lines and the give way triangle. All four of those signs tell you that is not the road to turn into. So you have to go past this one slightly further up. Then again, if we look on the right, we've got another set of double broken white lines, but we've also got the single white lines, which we know is for us. And in the center of the picture there, we've got our yellow bollard. Now, the bollard tells you, if you look at the top of it, you've got the one way or one side arrow. So that tells you if you've never been to this junction before and you're not sure where to go, you come this side of the bollard. So you come up level with the center white line on the right and then turn into it as normal. Now, as we just saw with the white car, as you come down, there's the give way sign at the end of the road and the give way markings. So again, here we've got a crossroads. So we've got to look right, ahead, left, ahead and right. Not just look right, left and right, or else you can be failed for not making effective observations at this junction. We just saw the red car come across from that road. That's something that you need to look at and be aware of on your driving test. So again, is it safe before you actually choose to drive out into the junction? Now, if we go back to the main road, the other command that you could get is, I want you to take the second road on the left. So we know this one that we're driving past is our first one. Now, there's two things to bear in mind. First is looking for where the second road on the right is. We can see the road markings, but now we've got the added obstruction of the bus. And if you look to the far right of the picture, we've got a bus stop as well. And that's what's going to happen in a moment. That bus is going to pull up at the bus stop. So we have to be aware of all three of these potential hazards. The first is looking for where to turn into that road on the right. So we need to come up and look for where the center white line is, where our side of the road is before we turn. Then we've got the give way in front of us. So now we have to look right, left and right. And now the third obstruction we have is the bus at the bus stop. So at this point, there's two more things to take into account. First, are there any cars coming up to turn? We've just seen not only do we do that, but other vehicles do that. Secondly, is it actually safe to go past the bus? Are there vehicles coming up? Are there pedestrians crossing? So as we come round, we can see the vehicle coming up is actually pulling up at the side of the road. So it is safe to start to go. But now we've got two things. The pedestrian on the right, and is anybody that's just got off the bus going to walk in front of the bus to cross the road? So you have to be nice and slow. You have to be very aware. What if someone does step out? So here the pupil keeps it slow, is able to assess that it is safe to go, and then carries on down the road. So that's really the key to the Moss Road Junction, just taking your time, making sure of where to turn. Now you do get the odd occasion, like you're going to see here, where you could be just one of those days where there's a car waiting to come out of every exit point. This makes it easier for you to know where and when to turn. But those are few and far between. So it really is important to look for the road markings and the signs to know where you need to turn. Then bearing in mind it's not a one-way road. You just keep in the left lane. Suddenly, the Moss Road junction in Telford on your driving test isn't such a hard thing after all. So if you follow these hints and tips, you've got a better chance of passing your driving test. So we hope this video has been a help for you. If it has, leave us a comment. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. My name's Chris from Driver Training. Remember, keep well, drive safely, and we'll see you all again in our next video.